Hello everyone and welcome back. Full time yesterday at the Stadium of the Stadium of Light. Newcastle United 3, Sunderland 0. Finally, after all the years of this dross, this 6 in a row rubbish, we have finally went there and pumped the crap out of them. Now, despite the difference in the two teams, Sunderland fans were confident for that game. A lot of them honestly thought they were going to get a result against us. They got smashed. We absolutely battered the crap out of them. It was an enjoyable game because we finally got that smirk off their faces. And for Newcastle, it was kind of that thing where we needed to get it done. Ever since the draw was made, I've been speaking the length about how that was the one game you could not lose. The season would be completely in ruins if we lost that one. But now we are in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Draw tomorrow, of course, is going to be a live stream on the channel for it. Newcastle still got to focus on the Premier League, but now we've got a bit of cup action on the side as well. Hopefully, if the draw is going to be nice to us, we can actually potentially push ourselves to a semi-final, which would take us back to Wembley. So, plenty of question marks surrounding that, but I wanted to make this video anyway because, well, I was one of the 6,000 Newcastle fans that was actually in attendance at the Stadium of Light yesterday. Unlike any other away game following Newcastle United, this one was completely different. Northumbria police had hands on everything. They controlled everything on the Newcastle United side of things. We weren't allowed to drink in the city centre until 11 AM. We had to get on coaches from St James's Park. That was the only way you could actually get your ticket. You had to physically be on the coach going to the Stadium of Light. And coaches started from 8:30 onwards. So I want to talk about my personal experience with Newcastle United yesterday. How did it organise everything? Was it smooth? How was Northumbria police? Were they too strict towards the fans? How was everything going on there? So you know what? I felt like, let's make a video. Let's just talk about the match yesterday and let's actually give you my honest thoughts on what the police and what Newcastle United were like regarding the restrictions, and did I think they did a good job? Now, I wanted to start with Newcastle United first because they've been relayed all the information from the police. So the police have spoken to Newcastle, they spoke to Sunderland. We've agreed it would have been 2,500 fans at the game yesterday. However, we are willing to have 6,000 there if they are all escorted by Newcastle United to the ground. The police will escort all the fans. They have to be on the well over 100 coaches. There's a Riva buses, go North East buses. You have to be on all these buses so you can go down to the game. I want to start by Newcastle United first. Honestly, I thought they did such a good job. They clearly organised everything. The queue was huge, but it was quick. We were straight on the coaches. We've got a free scarf for the game, which you saw in the pictures and videos. You just see how good it actually looks inside the ground. You had a free cereal bar, you had free water. Now, Newcastle United paid well over £150,000 just to agree to everything the police said. Newcastle paid for all that money. It wasn't the police going, well, you know what, he has all the coaches, he has all the stuff, you do that. Newcastle had to pay for literally everything, and they took the fans to the game, and it was spot on. Absolutely no mistakes whatsoever on the Newcastle United point of view. I want to say now, for the first time ever, they've set an example. I think if we were to have a derby potentially in a future cup game, it'd be harder than St James's Park sense of things, but definitely going down to the Stadium of Light, that was perfect yesterday. You can just do it again. Everything worked well, and I think the police could even potentially up it up to the 7,000 mark because they've seen how well things went. But what about the police side of things now? How were they? And honestly, for me, I've got no affiliation with the police. I want to be a content creator who's fair. I've got nothing to do with the police. I've got no history or anything like that from them. But I wanted to state that for the most part, I thought it were good. But I did have a couple of problems. After the game, we got held back for well over an hour. Now, the problem being is that the first issue is, if you were in the lower tier at the Stadium of Light, that is not meant to be for away fans. In the concourse, it's tight. It is horrible. Like, you're properly squished against each other, and it was a bit of fear, especially when you got outside when all the fans were waiting in batches up. You know, people were fearing that they could potentially get crushed, but now my main issue with the police was there's just no clarity at all. There was no transparency. We didn't get told anything, so I'm just standing there just guessing when we're going to go out. And obviously some fans are getting anxious. Some fans are thinking, oh God, it's going to be kept back for an hour. It's just one of them ones where all we need is just a simple shout or someone passing on information. Listen, lads, we'll let you all out in 30 minutes time. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. That's all they needed to do, is just to tell us, and they didn't. So that was my first issue. Now, the second thing, which was, to be fair, on a bit on the Newcastle United fan point of view as well, the actual fans outside. So we had to wait again when we got outside before we could go on to the coaches. Issues being is that fans are pushing, so fans are pushing against the police. The police are obviously pushing back. It was just was getting quite aggressive, and the people at the front were obviously getting quite annoyed. So there was a couple of people that were literally just pointing at the police officers, like effing the Jeff in the faces. They're getting, I would argue, a bit, and just started antagonising the police somewhat. So again, it wasn't particularly nice to see, and it was just one of them ones where you just needed to tell the fans what was going on. Obviously, people behind you, it shouldn't really be pushing fans and trying to start anything, but at the end of the day, I thought the police for the most part did a good job. They should have, in my opinion, been a bit flexible. So because of the fact Newcastle won 3-0 yesterday, Sunderland fans were already leaving the stadium around the 80-minute mark. There weren't many left at the end. Most of them had already went back home by the time it was about half an hour after the game or so. So in my opinion, the police should have adapted to the situation. So let's say Sunderland won the game, there was thousands of Sunderland fans waiting afterwards, and obviously keep us back for then, if not even longer. But because of the fact the stadium was all cleared out, we should have got left out earlier. For me, it should have been flexible depending on what happened in the game. I thought it probably was a bit over the top considering literally all the Sunderland fans were home well after the final whistle. So, yeah, we should have got kept back for that long. But listen, I'm whinging about pretty minuscule things. I thought for the most part the police done a good job, and I'm sure as well they'll probably reflect on things. They'll probably look at how we can potentially do things better for next time, and I've got to praise them as well because it was safe. There was no issues at all. I don't even know there was if many arrests were made. I don't remember seeing any fights or anything aggressive between the fans, more pointing and stuff, and that was it really. I never actually seen any fans fight, which I mean, the police had a massive escort on. It was all over the stadium. It was quite boarded off where the Newcastle United section was. That's what I say again, it was safe. So, well done to everyone involved. I just wanted to kind of come out in the video and just explain, I guess, the actual fan point of view. I know some people on social media might have a bit of a narrative where it goes either way. But for me, I'm fair. I've got no issues whatsoever with any part of it. And I thought the experience was good. I think it's a massive example for what we can actually do if we get Sunderland and future cup games. Obviously, league games are dependent on the ticket capacity under the AFL and the Premier League laws. So in this case, cup games, we've got a much larger allocation. It worked, and I think it can be a good example for the future. But that's it now. The time we had derby's over and done with. I've always been a guy that said I never wanted Sunderland in the Premier League. I never want to deal with them because I think it's just a headache or something that's going to be constantly there. But now that I've soaked all that in yesterday, I'm not going to lie, I kind of want them back. I enjoyed that. I want to see more of it, but no, it's one of them ones. I think Sunderland, to be fair to them, even though they were crap yesterday, it's still probably good enough to get at least a playoff every single season. So eventually they will come back up to the Premier League, and then we're going to smash the crap out of them and send them back down. So yeah, honestly, it was a good experience. No joking around. I thought Newcastle United and the police, for the most part, were superb. Like, actually did a good job. And as for the fans, it was quite safe in the lower tier for the most part. So yeah, I've enjoyed myself. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves as well. What were you doing for the game? Looking forward to it. We've got Man City, of course, at home next week, and then it's the international break. So a game where Newcastle, I think, would have grown some confidence now. I expect us to give them a good game on them afterwards. Good time for a break. We've got to hopefully get some signs. We've still got some loan options, get some loan players in. If we're not going to spend much money, just make sure we've got a bit of depth in there. But yeah, that's about it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Little short video there. Just wanted to tell you my personal experience about the day. Thought it was great. Enjoyed myself. And of course, we smashed Sunderland, so why wouldn't I like it? But take care, guys. See you all for the FA Cup draw tomorrow. Hopefully, Newcastle don't get the hardest possible draw. I'm sick of seeing these horrible draws this season.